Hey guys, it's Jess, and today I'm going to be talking about book series and delayed gratification. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about book series. Now, I've certainly seen the videos where people talk about the pros and cons of standalone books versus book series. And this isn't really that kind of video. It's coming from a place of, yes, book series are great, but how do you approach them? I started thinking about this when Krista at the Cubicle Blindness made a comment on my Hunger Games trilogy book review. And she made a really good point. She was saying how those people who had to read the books piecemeal, read the first book, waited a year, read the second book, waited another year for the third book to come out, they had all this time to think about what they wanted to see in the books, how they wanted things to play out. So when they finally got the third book, it was sort of it could have been a letdown for people because either things didn't work out the way that they thought, or there just been all this build up that it was almost impossible to reach their expectations. Whereas those of us who read the series all at once, especially within a week or a couple of days, I mean, I read it in a weekend. I didn't have any expectations of the books because I really was just accepting whatever came my way. I was along for the ride. And it really stuck with me. And I started thinking about, going forward, how I want to approach book series because I think that situation could come up again. Also, something that I've had to accept about myself is I don't have a lot of patience. And, I've been really lucky because I started reading the YA genre just recently after being away for a long time. So, a lot of the popular book series already have either the entire series out or most of the series out. So, I've been able to read a lot of series all the way through, which has been great for me. But of course, now I'm running into that issue where I'm starting to want to read series where at this point I'd be in the boat with everybody else waiting from year to year as the next book and then the next book come out. And I just hate waiting, and I'm not sure I can deal with that kind of delayed gratification. So I've actually decided to take some of the books that I got from the library that have shown up in my book hauls back to the library because the resolution I've made with myself is I'm only going to start a new series if at least two books of the series are already out, and if there is a third one, that it's coming out this year. So I realize that that's a little bit extreme, and I'm sure I'm missing out on some really great series because of that. But I just think that this is going to be better for me in the long run. And I'm still going to read the series. I just may read them a little bit later than everybody else. So, for example, these are the books that I'm taking back. And again, this has nothing to do with how much I want to read them or, anything like that. I'm still planning on reading all of these books, but I am postponing starting them because I want to be able to read as many books at a time in the series as I can. So here we go. I am taking it back. Graceling by Kristen Kishore, Andrea Kremer's Nightshade, Firelight by Sophie Jordan, Unearthly by Cynthia Hand, and Hexhall by Rachel Hawkins. I know. Look at all the books I'm taking back without having read them. But ultimately, I think this is going to be the better choice. I'm open to thoughts or comments, but yeah, I've made my decision. Are some of you guys backing away slowly now? I warned you I have OCD tendencies. I mean, there they are. Another thing I wanted to talk about is delayed gratification, but this type that I actually like. And I wanted to just send it out there to see if any of you also have this tendency. I have a tendency, I kind of know why, but it is weird. There are books that I have been pining for months. I cannot wait to get them in my hands. And they finally come out, and I pre-order them on Amazon, and the box comes, and it's a flurry of excitement. And then they just sit on my shelf, languishing. For example, right here we have City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare and The Peach Keeper by Sarah Addison Allen. Both of these books are books that I have been pining for, and yet I have them, and I haven't read them yet. They're just sitting there. Now, part of it is because I did have books from the library that I had to read because they had to go back to the library. But the truth is, I haven't really made reading these books a priority either. And I started to think about it, and I think here's the reason why. You know how when you get a really great dessert, there are some people who take huge bites, they can't get enough of it. It's awesome. And, yeah, it goes by quickly, but it's great while it lasted. I am not that person. I tend to take little teeny tiny bites because I want to make it last as long as I can. And I think the same strategy is being used with these books. I don't want that anticipation to be over yet, especially when I know, and again, this brings me back to, book series or even just books from authors that I love. Once I read this book, who knows when the next book in the series is going to come. It's not going to be for a while. Or, with Sarah Addison Allen, when is she going to write another book? It could be years from now. And I think that there's a part of me that just wants to make it last a little bit longer. So they just sit there and I wait. Yeah, I don't know if I'm the only one who does this or not. But if you do it too, or if you have thoughts on it, I would love to hear from you. I know this is kind of a random video, but these are just some thoughts that I've had. So I welcome your input, and I will see you next time. Bye.